Alright, my lovely Orchid tubers, this is the Orchid Prince here, and I've got something very exciting to go over. It seems like these are the only videos I've been doing lately, but more videos to come. I say that all the time, but you know they're coming. I just happened for some reason, it's like literally Christmas lately. Everybody's been sending me things, so I'm very excited. If you knew anything before, I think I mentioned it in my last video, I'm not sure, but if you haven't been to RMP Orchids, RMP Orchids is an online shopping kind of thing on Facebook. It's one that I've been a part of for a while now. Karen, the owner, is amazing. The variety of orchids that she gets is, well, it's refreshing to see. Because, you know, down here, for some reason, everywhere you go, whether it be Trader Joe's, which for some reason, everybody gets really cool orchids from Trader Joe's, except for me. Because all they have right now, and for the past 3 months, is Phalaenopsis. Phalaenopsis are beautiful, it's just not one that I need. So, anyway, she comes out with a new list almost every week, if not every week, once a month. There's a lot of interesting orchids coming in soon that we had actually spoken about. She had a whole list posted up on RMP Orchids. But if you're looking for interesting orchids, go ahead and go over to RMP Orchids because, I mean, that's the only place I've actually gotten any from lately. But I'm very excited. I can't wait to get more from them. But this package that I received is not from RMP Orchids, but it is from something that RMP Orchids organized. This is why I also love this group. Not only does she sell orchids, but she does constant, I wouldn't say constant, but every once in a while she does orchid giveaways. Actually, I've seen a lot of orchid giveaways that they've done. But there's contests that she's done, and she just organized something called the Turkey Trade. So I was very grateful to have gotten someone in the Turkey Trade, which was all across the United States. It was very random. Everybody gave her, you know, the price point of the orchid that you're going to trade, so that you're not going to, you know, trade a Sideria japonica, which isn't very easy to come around, and get a, you know, blue dyed Phalaenopsis from Home Depot, but you actually get something within the price range that you're trading, or at least you're supposed to. So I ended up getting someone who actually watches my channel and has her own channel as well, which I've mentioned before on here, and that is Slava Orchid. If you look up Slava Orchid in YouTube, you know, if I can figure out how to post it, which y'all know I probably can't, but if I can figure out how to post it down in the description, this is one thing I will definitely post, is a link to her channel. She has a very interesting channel. She does things like deflasking, which I'm actually learning from her video because I do currently have a flask that I will be doing soon. But she'd already mentioned a few things, and she ended up going to RMP Orchids because of the video that I had made. So coincidentally, during this turkey trade that RMP Orchids actually put together, I ended up getting her. And of course I didn't tell her until she got it and wrote her notes and everything, so she was very happy, and she did just post a video on the orchids that I gave her. And we were talking, and she actually, because for other reasons, the trade went a little differently for me. Nothing bad about it. It's just I didn't receive an actual orchid. So I ended up, I'm able to pick up my own orchid because something happened with who they were getting the orchid from and everything. So instead of giving me an orchid, they said I could pick out my own, and I got a credit for the money, which, you know what? That's fine. I got some that I've got my eyes on from RMP Orchids, actually. I actually contacted her last night about it. But I was telling Slava, I don't know why I said Slavia. Slava. I don't know why I can't pronounce that today. It's been a long day at work. But I was talking to her, and she said that she had a few orchids because she was so, you know, excited about the ones that I had given her, and she wanted to know if, you know, I wanted any of them or if I wanted to take care of them. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, sure. Because, I mean, one, it's an orchid. I'm always gonna say sure. So I'm very, very, very excited to open this. You know what? This is what we're here for. Might as well go ahead and do it. So this, again, is from Slava Orchids, and I just wanted to show you. I'll go ahead and cover that up. I sent her package with a really cool design on the duct tape, and I covered up the entire box with it so it looked really pretty. So she actually put design duct tape on mine. I don't know if that's why she did it, but in my head that's why she did it. So let's go ahead and get started. I am going, oh my gosh, it's just beautiful. I want to know where you got this. Anyway, she put an orchid sticker on it, and I am going to figure out exactly how I can get that off and save it, because I'm going to put it somewhere where it will be remembered. So let's go ahead and get through this. So this is coming all the way from Chicago, Illinois. And I have not mentioned to her that I received it. As I said, I just got home from an 11-hour shift, and there's nothing better to get home to, especially if my partner doesn't tell me, than a package that I know it's an orchid sitting on the table waiting for me. So brightened my day up right when I saw it. Oh, and look, I got scissors this time. Yeah. All right, so it's open. Let's see what we got. It is just so beautiful. You outdid yourself with this packaging. It is like a swaddled baby of Mother Earth. I'm actually going to move this so that I can show you. Look at that. You are amazing. And I have to say, you did a lot better packaging than I did, and I thought I did okay. So, first things first, vanilla. Wow. That is amazing, because I am a pastry chef. This is ridiculously amazing. Because even though I have a vanilla orchid, I've not gotten that thing to bloom yet. It's just now getting big enough. But I'm definitely going to use that when I make my next coconut pie. Whew, I'm actually very excited about that too. Okay, so this right here is what we had spoken about. A lot of people have gotten a little confused when trying to order the black orchid from SVO, Sunset Valley Orchids. If you know anything about Sunset Valley Orchids, it is owned by Fred Clark. He has developed a catasetany type orchid through hybridization, and he has actually created his own type of orchid, which is called a Fred Clarkiara. A lot of people think of a Fred Clarkiara After Dark as being the black orchid, but no, it is just one of the genres of orchids under the Fred Clarkiara. The black orchid that is very popularized for a Fred Clarkiara is the Fred Clarkiara After Dark SVO Black Pearl. So she thought she was getting the Black Pearl, but she ended up getting the Fred Clarkiara After Dark Sunset Valley Orchids, which is a different genre. I cannot remember the color of it, but it is not black. So she actually asked, you know, if I had it yet. I actually do not have this one. I have 3 Fred Clarkiaras, and you know what? I'm going to add, hopefully, as many of them as I can to my collection now that you know that I'm doing catasetany types. But this is the wonderful, marvelous masterpiece. It is just beautiful. I see she's not a peeler like I am. I usually peel all these off and make it a fresh green bulb, but this is just beautiful. If I put this against my other Fred Clarkiara, the one that is mixed with the Barbadum, I believe. You'd think they were exactly the same, like literally exactly the same. So most people cannot tell. You cannot ID this from growth pattern, because the growth pattern is the same, or by size or anything. The only thing that you might be able to classify is if it's a Signotes or Ramotes or Monerera. I mean, there's slight differences with that. And then of course there are some that are miniature, that the pseudobulbs are gonna be small. But this is just gorgeous, and I'm very excited. It's already gone dormant, so I actually don't have to do anything to this right now. I do not have to water it. The pseudobulbs are nice and plump. Because it's now dormant, the roots I can actually cut off and treat it as if it was a tulip bulb and set it aside. I don't water it until the new growth actually pushes itself out and is at least 4 inches tall. So this, perfect, perfect, perfect. Because, hey, I don't have to do anything till spring. And then all these other things I cannot wait to use. They're all different types of moss. And this one you'll usually find at like Home Depot on a lot of the orchids there, but it's usually very brittle, and you touch it and it just flakes off like chalk. But this, look at that, so moist. Okay, anyway, I believe that is it in here. This is still amazing. Just wanna make sure I do not wanna throw out a random orchid. All right. Guys, this has been the Orchid Prince. I'm not gonna take you up too much longer. Make sure if you like my videos, make a comment below, subscribe to my channel, tell your friends and family, and you can also find me on Facebook. Make sure to check out R&P Orchids and Slava Orchid on YouTube. But this has been the Orchid Prince, and I'm out.